Yeah, it has this like driving effect to it.
Right. That's what I love about dubstep music is like the kind of movement in it, and it really has to rely on that because it doesn't have like, you know, a lot of like traditional song structure and you know, lyrics and whatever. I mean, some of it does, but like it really has to have like movement to the track and has to catch your ear and like, you know, keep you going, which I'm still learning this stuff. Like I'm not great at producing dubstep, but I really like it. I really like it's like the producer's genre, honestly. It's kind of made, I think, for people who are really into production and what you pushing the boundaries of what you can do with computers and synths and kind of, you know, really explore new sonic territory, which I think is like massively underappreciated. Like we were talking about earlier, like just there's all this stuff around and new stuff coming out all the time, and people are messing with it, but it's like it doesn't have the same mainstream, in some ways, like capability as some other forms of music. Even though it's kind of littered throughout it, like
yeah, it has. Pop music's been using a lot of it.
Yeah, definitely. With like rap brought that hard. I mean, I guess it had been using it since the '60s, really. Though, like pop,
that's
used
true.
electronic for a long time.
Yeah, but as far as like integrating dubstep and stuff, I've noticed there's a lot more like basses that go whoa whoa whoa.
Oh yeah, sub bass just broke out huge too. Yeah. It's just sub bass as a thing is just basses, you know. Or like even that just like that really clean hip hop sub bass like broke out. Like I'm trying to think of like a just kind of you know, like when you hear it in cars driving by, like that style of bass became a huge thing. Used to be relegated to gangbangers, and now it's just like the public.
Everything now.
Now it's gen pop.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, this track, dude, this one is the monster. It's got like such a epic intro. I'm super happy with.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Look at all those fucking...
It's a key, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like to think of them. They're kind of like exotic piano rolls, you know? Like you just kind of look at this long structure and it's a...
What are all the chops from? Are those just kicks?
So there's lots of things. Like I tend to use... I learned this from electronic music, like using things percussively and kind of... I like to think of my music as just a big collection of samples, you know? Like it's just kind of like... That's the way I arrange it. Even though it's like my own samples, or like I'm playing things, or you know, I'm playing the synths or guitars or drums or whatever. Like in this track, I recorded the drums individually and then just used them and meshed them with some other drums. Like the kick has like a sub bass, you know, sine wave on it. You know, some of the other, I think the snare might have some accent kind of snare to it in a couple spots, and there's an 808 that I ripped from Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat, so that's pretty cool. My songs are littered with Sega Genesis sounds. Like it's a big part of my sound too.
How'd you get that?
I downloaded a big free wave file Sega Master Genesis System like sound library, just full of tons of sounds. It's got like see, I'll try to find exactly. The Mixers Mega Genesis Drum Pack V7. And it's got voices. Yeah, great samples. Lots of weird. Great kicks and snares.
Yeah.
Full on just noise, like some alien farts, you know, like, but full on like just like noise. Like I really like white noise snares, like just using straight up white noise. Like, you know, you just get that meaty industrial like punch to the gut, and then the kicks on here are all just that 16-bit. Like some of them are bit crushed kind of and have this weird, you know, kind of 16-bit quality, but like. Sometimes I like to just put this on and like I'll just go through them all, have them playing, and just doze off. There's some really cool ones. I like the Mortal Kombat ones are great. This 808 snare though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, super crunch, man. Just that. It's super good for fills, like little. That's what I used it for in this song. Is like some nice little triplet fills or little. I really like this classic. Like you put that as like on your hi-hats when you do like a so it's just and like you get, that's what they did in the Streets of Rage video game, where it's like it's in this like techno song when you fight a boss and it's all hard, and that voice is in the song, but you use it on tracks and it gets this really cool, like classic kind of techno voice hit, you know.
Yes.
It's even, I think it's even got the Rise from your grave from Altered Beast.
Really?
That video game. I don't know. That dude's voice was cracking me up.
Where'd you find these waves at?
Scouring the internet. It's probably on some forum. You know,
nice.
like I go through a lot of like electronic music forums, or like freesound.org is
Yeah,
great.
I love
you
that
know,
place.
There's lots of
Found-
cool dudes on
yeah.
there. Post lots of free good sounds. And,
Oh yeah, that's where I got the ambulance noise for. that
Oh,
song.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah, the Mixer's Mega Genesis Drum Pack V7 is really cool, and I got a couple other ones that were also really dope. Also, just tons of I use tons of voice recordings from this thing, little Tascam
Oh yeah.
DRO7. Sometimes I'll even like I'll have like ones of like practice or something like that, and if like it starts off with a nice like guitar or crash or snare or whatever, like I'll use one of those, you know, just like randomly. Like it's so cool what you can find in old just voice recordings of whatever.
Yeah.
Lots of available sounds. Little Scale free 8-bit sample packs has all the Atari and Sega Master System, like it's got a lot of like, well, a lot of cool noise, like. But then it's also got the instruments. Those are pulses. Violin. Guitar.
Oh yeah.
I think they use that one in the Aladdin game. Piano. Flute. Clarinet.
Oh man, you could almost remake the zombie soundtrack.
Well, that's the cool thing about them, is that since you have them all as WAV files, you can actually, if you have Reason,
Yeah.
you can put them into the NNXT, and then if you destroy whatever's in the, or initialize the patch, and then get rid of all what the keys set to right then, like piano is the default, you get rid of all those, and then you just load in a wave sample to the sampler on NNXT, so you can load in one of those, and then you can play it on your keyboard
cool.
and do it, and you can, or you can send it to a sequencer, or sequence it on here with MIDI, and so you could like you literally program those sounds exactly like the old video game composers
Wow.
did. Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
Very usable. Yeah, super cool.
Should make an 8-bit watch roam burn video game.
Dude, I've been talking to my dad about making a video game, and like Rocky could do like there's this guy who made this game Undertale.
Yeah.
And it's like a new game, but like it's all like 8-bit style, and it's really like cool and has like a good sense of humor, and like it's very funny. You just play this like kid who gets trapped in this underground world full of monsters, and you have to like do different stuff. But the soundtrack he did all by himself on FL Studio. He made the game, and then he had his friend draw stuff in MS Paint, and like he did it all himself with this Game Maker Studio software too. It wasn't even like
Really?
he coded it like from
Oh,
scratch.
shit.
I'm sure he coded it, but like not from scratch. He like just used this like program,
Yeah.
and so it's like, man, if people are doing that, and like King Gizzard just came out with a video game
course
for
they
their
did.
band. Yeah, right. They're already on it, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. Like video games really are, to me, actually like one of the coolest art forms. Like they have innocence to them, and it's like the people who make the music for them, it's like you're making music for like this adventure, this like magical thing for kids, and it's like this story that's coming alive through light and sound. It's like such a cool thing that people just shit on all the time and like hate
take
on.
for granted.
Yeah, and just they don't even think about it. Like you showed someone from fucking Rome, or like even 100 years ago or 1800s or something like that, like be amazed. Even adults would be like, wow, this, because like some of the games have really great stories, and really like they actually invest you in the characters and the plot and shit. So it's like they're totally valid art forms. I think they're gonna be remembered in like 1,000 years as the thing. Like it's gonna be like Mozart, where it takes 100 years, or not Mozart, like who was it, Beethoven or Bach? Somebody, like it took like 100 years or 200 years for them to even get famous. Like
that's right.
they like wrote all their life, and they were always trying, and they just like died penniless or something.
Oh man.
I remember who that was, but some old composer. Sure, it's happened to a lot of people
I'm sure.
actually, especially from the
Happening
past.
now, yeah.
Bye.